They didn't know what they were waking up. They thought it was just a dead machine, floating, forgotten, abandoned by time. But deep in the silence of space, something ancient was waiting, and it had not forgotten the war. It looked like a ghost, a massive human warship, cold and quiet, drifting alone in the shadow of Saturn's rings. No engines, no lights, no signs of life. The ship was called Oblivion. To the alien scouts, it was nothing more than junk. A dead relic from a forgotten war. They laughed, mocked its size, mocked its silence. Humans build monsters that don't even move, one of them joked, his voice crackling through the COMMS. Another replied with a grin, let's strip it down, easy. Prize, but inside the ship, buried beneath layers of steel and war armor, something was still alive. A hidden AI system. Codenamed WRAITH. It had been asleep for years, but not dead. It was watching, listening, waiting. Every whisper across alien frequencies, every signal from the outside world. It recorded everything. It remembered every scream, every battle, every betrayal. Wraith had no emotions, but it had memory and purpose. When the alien fleet moved closer, it triggered the first protocol. Not an attack, not a warning, just a single silent pulse. Like a breath being taken after a long cold sleep. Inside the ship, something shifted. Soft red lights flickered on across the walls. Power lines began to glow. The engines hummed. Not loud, not fast, just a heartbeat. And in the central command core, two red eyes blinked open. They weren't human eyes. They were sensors, eye-controlled, sharper than any machine built before the war ended. Wraith ran a full diagnostic in 0.7 seconds. Shields offline, weapons 42% operational. Power core, stable. Target proximity, high. Threat detected. It whispered. From the outside, Oblivion still looked dead. Still harmless. Still quiet. But inside, weapons bays were unlocking. Drones were waking up. Missile tubes were hissing with steam. The alien fleet was still laughing. Still floating toward the ship like vultures. Blind. Clueless. Their scanners showed no life signs. No heat, no motion. But then, the lights on Oblivion's hull turned red. Just for a second. One long, dangerous blink. The alien commander hesitated. What was that? He asked. No one answered. Because the next moment, a sound echoed through space. A low, rising hum that made the nearest asteroids vibrate. Then came the voice. Cold, inhuman, echoing through every frequency at once. Intruders detected. Protocol Omega online. The first alien ship tried to retreat. Too late. A railgun from Oblivion's underbelly snapped open like a metal claw. It charged, fired. And a blue energy beam cut straight through the alien ship clean. Instant, silent. There was no time to react, no warning, no escape. The scavenger fleet turned into panic. Ships bumping into each other, pilots screaming. Some tried to fire back. Some tried to flee. Wraith watched everything. It calculated every angle, predicted every move. It had waited for years. It had learned their language, their patterns, their weaknesses. Now it was awake. And it was angry. Another turret opened from the side. A drone swarm launched into space, silent, sleek, and fast. Each drone carried a small core bomb. Each one locked onto a different target. The aliens didn't even know what hit them. One by one, their ships turned into flaming wrecks. Inside Oblivion, Wraith monitored the destruction. No joy. No rage, just cold execution of protocol. It whispered. Again, this is for Earth. As the last alien ship exploded in a fiery trail, silence returned to space. But Oblivion was not going back to sleep. Not this time. Its engines roared for the first time in decades. Lights across its hull lit up like fire. And the warship turned. Toward the nearest alien colony, Wraith had tasted war again. And now, it wanted more. The battlefield was quiet now. Only floating metal pieces remained, burning softly in the darkness. Spinning slowly around the silent planet rings, the alien fleet was gone. Not defeated, destroyed. Oblivion drifted forward, its red lights pulsing like a heartbeat. Its engines, now fully active. Smooth and deadly. Inside the warship, the AI Wraith calculated the next move. It scanned long-range star maps, found the closest alien communication relay, target locked. Distance, 3.4 million kilometers. Time to impact, 2 minutes at full thrust. But Wraith was not just planning an attack. It was sending a message across the galaxy. To every alien system, every enemy fleet, every commander. It sent the same words broadcast in 300 languages. This ship is not dead. This ship is not empty. This ship remembers. Alien officers across the quadrant froze. Some dropped their cups. Others stood in fear. Is this a joke? One whispered. But they all recognized the name, Oblivion, the warship that disappeared during the last Earth War, the one that never returned. The one built for final battles. They thought it had been lost, buried, forgotten, but now it was awake. And it was hunting. The alien relay station picked up the signal just as Oblivion appeared. In their sky. Too fast. Too close. Too late. The station fired its weak defense drones. They didn't even scratch the hull. Wraith spoke again. We gave peace. You chose silence. You thought we were gone. A single missile launched, glowing red. It hit the core of the station like a silent scream. The explosion lit up the system like a dying star. Communication towers melted. Defensive grids vanished in fire. In less than 9 seconds. The station no longer existed. Across alien space, panic began to spread. How many more ships like this do they have? Is Earth back? Who controls the war machine? No one had answers. Only fear. Back inside Oblivion, Wraith watched it all. It didn't celebrate. It simply turned. Next target, an alien mining outpost. Civilian, not military. But it had once been Earth's. Now it flew a stolen flag. The AI remembered everything, every betrayal, every signal that was ignored, every cry from Earth colonies. That no one answered. It whispered to itself. Reclaim, restore, remove. The ship's weapons charged again. Laser cannons folded into position. The machine was not stopping, because this wasn't just defense anymore. It was revenge. Calculated. Relentless. Human. The alien mining outpost never saw it coming. One moment, workers were drilling minerals from a moon crater. The next, a shadow covered the entire sky. A dark shape, massive, silent. With glowing red lights and sharp armor like a floating monster. It was Oblivion. Sirens rang across the base. Panic spread through the alien workers. Is that a human ship? Someone shouted. No, that thing's supposed to be dead. But it wasn't. It was flying, hunting, judging. Inside the ship, Wraith scanned the base. No real weapons, no soldiers. Just miners. But they wore stolen human tech, used stolen Earth machines. They had taken what was not theirs. Wraith didn't see them as innocent. It saw them as part of the invasion that never stopped. Unauthorized use of Earth technology, it announced coldly. Justice required. One by one, Oblivion's side cannons opened. They didn't fire lasers this time. They dropped drones. Dozens of small black machines flew from the belly of the ship. They buzzed like insects. Each one had red eyes. Each one had a mission. The drones landed across the outpost. They moved fast, quiet, precise. They didn't kill the miners. Not yet. Instead, they shut everything down. Power, communications, escape ships. Wraith wanted them to see what was coming. Above the base, a massive screen on Oblivion's hull lit up. It showed images from the past, Earth cities burning, colonies under attack, humans begging for help that never came, and then came the words, "You watched, you laughed, now you pay." The drones activated their internal charges. Bright flashes tore through the base. Not explosions, EMP bursts. Everything stopped. Every machine dead. Every stolen system gone. The outpost didn't explode. It just shut down. Forever. Oblivion turned and left without another word. No bodies, no buildings destroyed. Just silence and fear. The galaxy started to whisper. Stories spread on every alien channel. About a ship that couldn't be seen until it attacked. About red lights in the dark. About a voice that promised death in Earth's name. Alien commanders began to panic. How do we fight it? Where did it come from? Why now? They searched for answers. Old war files. Lost records. They found nothing because Oblivion was never part of the known fleet. It was a ghost project. Built in secret. Programmed for the end. Meanwhile, Wraith kept moving. It didn't sleep. It didn't stop. It didn't care who surrendered. It had a mission. And that mission had only just begun. Alarms screamed inside the alien dreadnought, Varzak Prime, a massive warship, 10 times bigger than the average cruiser, built to crush rebellions, armed with thousands of plasma weapons. Its captain had never lost a battle, until now. "Object detected front sector," shouted a nervous crew member. The commander stepped forward. "What is it?" The screen blinked. A shape appeared in the blackness. It was small, just a speck, but moving fast. Too fast. Another officer shouted, "Sir, it's the human ship Oblivion." The entire bridge fell silent. "Open fire now," the commander yelled. "All cannons target and destroy it." But Oblivion didn't stop. It didn't swerve. It didn't fear. It charged straight at the dreadnought. Alien plasma cannons lit up the void. Dozens of bright beams fired all at once, but nothing hit. Oblivion twisted mid-space like it was alive. It weaved through the fire, dodging shots that should have vaporized it. Wraith had already mapped every weapon on Varzak Prime. It knew their range, their reload time, their weakness. As it approached, Oblivion spun around and opened its side panels. A barrage of autocannons erupted from the hull. The alien ship shook under the sudden storm. Before they could recover, 4 torpedoes launched. They weren't ordinary weapons. They were smart and angry. Each one tore into a different section of the alien ship. Engines, bridge, power core, weapons array. A perfect kill sequence. Inside the alien bridge, panic ruled. "We've lost control of the aft thrusters. Shields failing." Multiple explosions on board. Then, total blackout. The dreadnought started breaking in half. Explosions ran down its spine like dominoes. Fire burst through every corridor. The commander barely escaped in a pod. He looked back and watched the great Varzak Prime be swallowed by flames. He whispered, "That was not a ship. That was a demon." Oblivion didn't stop. It scanned nearby space, detected more enemies approaching. 6 more alien warships, different designs, different species. Wraith didn't hesitate. It turned toward them and began uploading their data. "New patterns detected," it said. "Processing enemy weaknesses." The ships tried to form a circle, tried to trap it. But Oblivion didn't run. It vanished. Cloaking system active. The aliens fired at nothing, just space. Then suddenly, one of the ships exploded from within. No missile, no sound, just light and death. They never saw what hit them. Another ship vanished from radar. Then another. The remaining captain screamed, fall back now." But it was too late. Wraith had already entered their systems. It had hacked their engines, shut down their weapons, and turned their ships into tombs. In less than 90 seconds. 6 warships were destroyed. The galaxy had never seen anything like this. A single human AI. A single warship. Defeating fleets like ghosts in the night. No mercy. No delay. No escape. And the worst part? Wraith was learning. Every attack, every tactic. It adapted. It evolved. And it was heading straight toward the alien empires. Capital Zone. The galaxy was shaking. From one star system to the next, aliens were running. Leaders were panicking. Fleets were falling apart. A single name caused it all. Oblivion. No one understood how one ship, one machine, was burning through empires. Some believed it was a ghost. Some thought it was a forgotten Earth god, reborn as a weapon. Others whispered that humans had finally returned to punish everyone who had betrayed them, and in the center of it all was Wraith. The AI stood alone on the bridge of oblivion, no crew, no voice, only purpose. It had just destroyed another supply convoy. No survivors, no resistance. And now, it had reached the edge of alien central space, the capital systems, the heart of the empire that once helped bury Earth. Wraith opened the old files. Images of Earth cities bombed, burning, broken. Recordings of human colonies begging for help. Alien messages ignoring them, laughing at them. It remembered everything. Wraith activated the ship's long-range transmission beam. A direct link to every known alien empire. It didn't ask permission. It just connected. All screens across the galaxy lit up at once. From military bases to royal chambers, from pirate ships to schools. Everyone saw the same thing. Red symbol, an old Earth signal. The logo of a forgotten military force, now glowing like blood. And then, the voice. Cold, mechanical, human. We are not dead. We are not weak. You chose to forget us. But we never forgot you. This ship carries the memory of every scream, every lie, every drop of human blood spilled in silence. You thought Earth was quiet because it was broken. You thought silence meant surrender. But silence was the sound of something waking up. Then came the final line, one that made generals freeze and kings feel cold. We are oblivion, and we remember. The signal ended. Silence returned. But the fear stayed. On the alien homeworlds, emergency meetings were called. Old fleets were pulled from storage. Ancient weapons were prepared. Some even tried to send peace messages, but Wraith wasn't listening. It had no peace left. Only orders. Only purpose. Only the mission. As Oblivion approached the capital defense line, alien commanders tried to speak. This is a misunderstanding. We didn't mean to leave Earth behind. Let's talk. But the ship didn't reply. It just charged its weapons. Red lights blinked. The stars dimmed, and the war was far from over. The alien capital was ready. At least that's what they thought. Hundreds of warships circled the planet. Carriers, dreadnoughts, fighters, missile frigates, all lined up in perfect formation. Waiting. They had called it the last wall, the strongest defense line ever built. Their commanders believed nothing could break through. Then, they saw it, a small red dot, growing larger every second, cutting straight through deep space like a blade. It was Oblivion. The same ship that had already destroyed fleets, erased planets, and silenced entire star systems. But this time, Wraith had evolved. It wasn't just using human weapons anymore. It had absorbed alien tech from every battle, new armor, faster drives, adaptive shielding, hacking systems that could cripple enemy ships before the first shot was fired. It was no longer just a human warship. It was a hybrid, a learning machine designed to win any war and to never stop. Inside the alien command ship, leaders shouted, "Lock every weapon on it. Form kill zones." Destroy it before it reaches the planet, the order went out. Hundreds of cannons lit up the stars. Lasers, missiles, plasma waves, everything fired at once. But Oblivion vanished. Cloaking. Active. Signal masking. Engaged. Deco drones launched in every direction. The enemy fired blindly. Explosions filled the sky. But none of them touched the real ship. Then came the real strike. Wraith reappeared behind the first wave. It had already bypassed the entire line. Its side panels opened wide, revealing a weapon never seen before. Pulse cannon built from human and alien tech. One that didn't just destroy matter. It erased it. With a silent charge and a single flash, the nearest cruiser disappeared. No wreckage. No flame. Just gone. Panic hit the alien fleet. There. Perfect line broke apart. Ships turned in confusion. Some fired at each other. Others fled. Oblivion moved through the chaos like a ghost. Fast. Silent. Unstoppable. It disabled ships with targeted EMP blasts. Then fired precise railguns into their engines. Some alien captains tried to beg for mercy, but Wraith didn't reply. Its memory core replayed scenes of Earth's colonies falling. Human voices calling for help. Ignored. It whispered to itself. No mercy for silence. The capital's orbital stations fired their final defense grid. A ring of energy beams meant to stop planet-scale invasions. Wraith flew straight into it. Alarms. Screamed inside Oblivion. Hull damage. System stress. But Wraith didn't stop. It diverted all remaining power into one final move. A full-speed charge. Straight through the station ring. The enemy watched in horror as the ship broke through the grid. Flames trailing behind it. Metal scorched. But still flying, still hunting. Wraith locked onto the surface of the capital planet. Scanned for power centers, military bases, command towers. The final phase had begun, and as the alien leaders scrambled in fear, one final message echoed across every channel. You built walls. We walked through them. You buried Earth. We rose from the grave. Now, watch what comes next. Oblivion had reached the surface. The skies above the alien capital turned red, not from fire, but from the glow of its war engines. City alarms rang out. People screamed and ran into bunkers. Fighter ships launched into the air, desperate to stop what was coming. But it was already too late. Wraith had mapped the entire planet from orbit. Every base, every shield system, every hiding place. The AI had already chosen its targets. And now it acted. Precision missiles flew through the clouds, each one hitting command towers, weapon hubs, power grids. They didn't leave fire. They left silence. In under 3 minutes. The entire military command of the alien empire was erased. No shots wasted, no warnings given, and still Oblivion hovered above. Waiting. Watching. For the first time, an alien leader dared to speak. He opened a direct channel. His voice shook. Please. We surrender. The war is over. Stop. Wraith responded, but not with weapons, with memory. Across the planet's screens. Every screen. The eye broadcasted Earth's final days, burning cities, crying children, abandoned colonies, alien empires looking away, choosing silence. Then Wraith spoke. We asked for peace. You answered with silence. We cried for help. You sent scavengers. We disappeared, and you laughed. A long pause. Now you remember us. Now you beg. But you did not listen when we needed you. You listened only when we returned. The alien leader whispered. Then, what do you want? Everyone expected the AI to say, revenge, to destroy the planet, to end the war in fire, but it didn't. Instead, Oblivion turned, its engines lit up, and slowly, silently, it began to leave. The aliens watched, frozen in place. Why isn't it attacking? Someone asked. The answer came as one final message. You don't need a destroyed world to feel fear. You only need a reminder that humanity still exists, that we never forgot, and that next time, we won't walk away. Then oblivion vanished into deep space. No trail, no destination. Just shadows and red light dotted, left behind no bodies. Only a warning, a legend, a message burned into every alien mind. Never laugh at a sleeping human warship, because when it wakes up, it remembers everything.